Niliwa kitu ovyo, hakili hakuna,
We, jaribu kuniguza, utalala kwa polisi. Hataenda kwa DCI.
Kamau, katika ndoa, watu ni kuvumiliana.
I wish anaweza vutwa job wende wandikwe huko.
Si nikikuja huku nitakura msagai.
You cannot lock yourself in your room for a whole week.
Maybe I won't be here by the end of the week.
Meaning what?
Good evening. It is the 2nd of November 2025 and Kenya has made herself proud again courtesy of Benson Kipruto as well as Helen Obiri. You're talking about a clean sweep at the Big Apple, that is New York, during the 2025 New York Marathon. But before we bring you the details, let's take a look at what has been making headlines in the last 12 hours on the highlights, and we'll be back.
Kati ya hawa watu 26 ambao tumepoteza, uchungu mkubwa sana ni kwamba ni familia moja, ni watu wa village moja.
The death toll rises to 26 as the search for those missing in the Chesongoch mudslide enters its second day. Kenya rules the Big Apple with a dominant display at the 2025 New York Marathon. And meet the young environment champions, keeping the Malindi and Watamu beaches cleaner and healthier. This is Sunday Express. I'm Regina. Manyara and Marker League on Sign Language is none other than Byron Abuli. Now the death toll following the mudslides in Chesongoch, Elgeyo Marakwet County has risen to 26. This is after the retrieval of 4 more bodies on Sunday in the ongoing search for missing persons. Interior Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen says 25 people are still missing. 21 others are hospitalized across various hospitals, including Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital. 4 of them are in critical condition. He is Giverson Minor with the details.
A multi-agency team comprising the military, police, disaster management center and humanitarian emergency organizations, including the Kenya Red Cross, have sustained operations in Chesongoch, Elgeyo Marakwet County in the search for 25 persons who are still missing.
Kwa wale ambao bado hawajapatikana 25, of course tuko na wasiwasi sana kwamba wanaweza kuwa wako kwa njia ya hatari.
Assuring the government support, Interior Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen, who is leading the rescue team on the ground, said the affected community is yet to come to terms with the reality of the tragedy.
Familia moja, kuna familia karibu watu 7 wamepoteza watu 7 safari moja. Hii sio janga ambayo ni kitu rahisi, ni chungu sana.
For those who have been injured, the government of Kenya is going to pay all the hospital bills. For those who have lost their lives, the families who are grieving, the government of Kenya is going to stand with all these families who are grieving at the moment.
According to the Kenya Red Cross, access to affected areas remains a challenge. This necessitating the use of an aerial search through drones and choppers.
In as much as, yes, we are in a response situation, we want to look at long-term measures, and we are going to engage the communities further to ensure that they are moving to safer grounds and avoiding farming on those highlands.
Tumeanza hii kasta moja na tumepata mwili moja na pale tunaendelea mpaka jioni tuone vile itakuwa.
Nasikia ilikuwa 64 years. Mwaka 64 zilizopita ambao janga kama hili lilifanyika.
Currently, displaced families are hosted at Chesongoch Primary School, where they are receiving humanitarian aid in terms of medical supplies, foodstuffs, clothing and shelter. Governor Stephen Sang of Nandi, Jonathan B. of Losingishu, Wesley Rotich of Elgeyo Marakwet, and National Treasury PS Chris Kipto are among leaders mobilizing help for the affected population.
This place is still inaccessible, so we have machines, yes, which came from Losingishu, Kena, Kura. We want to try and see if we can, at least one road can be passable to the scene.
Mimi nataka kuomba nikiwa chairman ya region hii kazi tusaidiane mpaka hii maisha ya hawa watu irudi normal.
And I think most important is to ensure that we deepen our efforts to conserve the environment.
Meanwhile, those living in areas prone to landslides have been urged to relocate as heavy rain continues to pour.
Wabunge wetu mwambie wananchi wale wako kwa miteremko zaidi wasonge katika safer areas.
We have deployed our teams to coordinate together with other ministries, Ministry of Interior, to ensure that the families who have lost their loved ones, we can provide psychosocial support.
Giverson Manyara, Sunday Express.
We hope that the 21 that are still missing, are alive, and may the souls of the departed rest in peace. Now to great news. It was a historic day on the streets of New York City as the 2025 New York City Marathon produced one of the most dramatic finishes in the event's history and a powerful Kenyan showcase. Benson Kipruto edged out rivals in the closest men's elite finish ever, while Hellen Obiri led a commanding Kenyan podium sweep in the women's race.
26.2 grueling miles across all 5 boroughs, the 2025 New York City Marathon came down to a heartbeat. Kenya's Benson Kipruto produced a breathtaking finish, surging at the tape to edge compatriot Alexander Motiso by just 0.16 of a second, the closest men's elite finish in the event's history. Both athletes were credited with the same official time of 2 hours, 8 minutes and 9 seconds, marking the first time a New York City Marathon elite race, men's or women's, has been decided by less than a second.
Potentially working against Sifan Hassan, she has no idea what's coming.
Right, she doesn't. On the women's side, it was a Kenyan total dominance. Hellen Obiri led a stunning Kenyan podium sweep and smashed a 22-year-old course record by more than 2 minutes, clocking 2 hours, 19 minutes and 51 seconds. The reigning Boston and New York champion reaffirmed her status as one of the world's greatest marathoners, combining tactical brilliance with raw endurance. From Kipruto's nail-biting sprint to Obiri's record-breaking run, the 2025 New York City Marathon will be remembered as a celebration of endurance, excellence, and Kenya's unshakable pride on the global stage. For Sunday Express, I'm Daniel Mwendwa.
Well done to the Kenyan team there, as that is Hellen Obiri reclaims the New York City Marathon course record, and the 2024 Olympic bronze medalist, that is Benson Kipruto, wins in that particular showpiece. Now, President William Ruto concluded a 4-day working tour of Western Kenya counties with a pledge to equitable and inclusive development across the country. On Sunday, the president inspected the construction of the Kakamega Level 6 hospital, where he lauded the role of community health promoters.
On his final day of developmental tour in Western Kenya, President William Ruto inspected the construction of Kakamega Level 6 Hospital, lauding the current Governor Fernandez Barasa for continuing with projects initiated by his predecessor Wycliffe Oparanya and promised to support its completion.
Nimemweleza huyu ndugu yangu Barasa ya kwamba sasa hii hospitali kwa sababu ni kubwa aniwachie, inatoshana na mimi, nitengeneze, nimalize, ndio watu wa Kakamega wapate hospitali level 6.
The head of state also reiterated his commitment to implementing the universal health care and recognized the role played by the community health promoters.
Hatutaki afya iwe ni starehe ya watu matajiri na walio na pesa na walio na kazi. Tunataka afya kulingana na katiba ya Kenya iwe ni haki ya kila Mkenya. Awe na kazi, asiwe na kazi, awe na pesa, asiwe na kazi, maskini na tajiri, sisi wote.
Later, the head of state attended a church service at the African Divine Church at Gamalenga in Hamisi constituency, Vihiga County.
Kuna barabara zilikwama hapa, nimezikwamua zote. Kuna barabara mpya tulikubaliana na hawa viongozi, hizo barabara nimekuja kuzianzisha.
President Ruto promised to continue pursuing affirmative action policies to support regions of the country that have lagged in national development.
Kwa hivyo mimi nawauliza ndugu zangu watu wa hapa Vihiga, tumeweka mpango ya serikali. Hapa Vihiga tunataka tuwajengee nyumba 10,000 na nimekubaliana na hawa ndugu zetu waheshimiwa, tunataka kujenga ya kwanza hapa Hamisi 1,000.
Further, he outlined some of the projects the government is undertaking in Vihiga to raise living standards in the county. Gishuki Washira, Sunday Express.
Now, former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has lauded the late former Prime Minister Raila Odinga for tapping into professionalism when building the Orange Democratic Movement Party. Gachagua says ODM has over the years boasted of having a crop of talented leaders within its ranks. The former Deputy President says it is such ideals that he hopes to entrench within the Democracy for the Citizens Party.
The honest man is tonight giving Raila Odinga and the ODM party their flowers. Rigathi Gachagua, who has toned down his criticism of the late former Prime Minister, says Raila Odinga had a knack for political talent.
As we mourn Raila Odinga, I must admit I admire two things about that old man. And I'm really very touched by his leadership. Look at the political party that he built called ODM. A strong political party that though he has never been elected president, he is able to get into every government and get what he wants.
So please feel free, but not just feeling free. Take it as your duty, as your obligation, if only for one reason, to ensure that there's good governance in this country.
We cannot have a country go down the drain while we call ourselves professionals. And so I want to ask that election time, an election is not an event, it is a process.
Gachagua argues that the success of a nation depends on the capacity of its leaders.
But most importantly, his political party, all the legislators are top-notch lawyers. These are the people who have protected Raila Odinga for 30 years. If you look at Raila's team, James Orengo, Otieno Kajwang, late, Omolo Atiende, Karoli Omondi.
The former DP's remarks may have perhaps stemmed from the notion that the Mount Kenya region has, over the years, lowered the political yardstick when electing its leaders.
I want to urge that now prepare that the 55,000 polling stations in this country will be manned by, among others, lawyers and particularly the young ones.
Come 2027, put up your spirited effort to become a member of parliament to come and defend the constitution of the day.
I want to propose that we need to create special case. LSK inafaa kuwa inaleta mtu bunge for free ili iweze kukua iko represented pale na inaweza kuangalia hizo masheria vizuri.
The United Opposition says it will guard the vote and give Kenyans the finest crop of leaders come 2027. This is the Orange Democratic Movement Party leadership, while in Magarini constituency, campaigning for the party candidate Harrison Kombe maintained that the party will retain its identity during the upcoming November by-elections, despite being in the broad-based government arrangement.
Sisi ni ODM, lakini candidate wetu Harry Kombe anaungwa mkono na chama zote za broad-based, ambaye hapa ni UDA na PA.
Tunamrudishia Kombe tikiti ya chama cha ODM, maanake tunamwamini kwa kazi ambayo anaweza kuwafanyia nyinyi kama wananchi wa Magarini. Hakukuwa na nomination tena, tulimpea direct ticket kuonyesha heshima ambaye tuko nayo kwenu na ile imani ambaye tuko nayo ya kwamba anaweza kufanya kazi hii.
The politicians spoke even as Kenyans were urged to shun divisive politics and embrace tribal diversity as a means to socio-economic prosperity.
Nina huzuni sana ya kwamba mpaka century ya saa hii kuna watu ambao ni viongozi katika taifa letu la Kenya, lakini kazi yao kila siku wamechukua fursa hiyo kueneza chuki, kueneza mgawanyiko.
Hiyo maneno ya mtandao watu wanaitumia na kuidhulumu. Kwa hiyo maneno ya TikTok, kuna pornography, let's avoid those things. They are demonic and it is harming our youth, and we must tell you because it's not advisable, it is not right, and we must condemn.
Gujiri said the Kenyan youth cannot afford to succumb to the vile rhetoric being advanced by politicians who are hell-bent on balkanizing the country ahead of the 2027 general election. We take our first breather here on Sunday Express, but to keep it right here, we have so much more, including what young environmental enthusiasts are doing to ensure that Mother Nature doesn't continue being so harsh on humans. We'll be right back.
This November, Nairobi becomes the heart of Africa's electrotechnical transformation. From November 4th to 6th, the International Electrotechnical Commission, IEC Africa, 10th year anniversary conference takes center stage at the Kenyatta International Convention Center. Hosted by the Kenya Bureau of Standards, KEBS, International Electrotechnical Commission, IEC, and the Kenya National Commission of IEC, this landmark event celebrates a decade of progress, powering innovation, standardization, and sustainable development across the continent. Join global experts, policymakers, industry leaders, and innovators for high-level discussions, groundbreaking showcases, and the launch of the Africa Electrotechnical Quality Infrastructure Week. Be part of Africa's journey toward clean energy, smart infrastructure, and a unified electrotechnical future. Don't miss it. IEC Africa 2025, where standards meet solutions, where Africa powers forward.
We are looking at what happens to a woman in those critical months and weeks after delivery, why support is so crucial, and what ways can communities, families and health systems put together to work better with these new mothers.
It leaves a lot on her body that one needs to recover and go back to pre-pregnancy state.
Lea Premium Flour, nurturing the world. Available in a store near you.
President, Dr. Chung got shot.
Huh? Never asked anyone to cut corners, and I never will.
Wipe his face! They're here!
Defibrillator, 200. Clear!
Welcome back. Now, pupils from the Learning Hub School in Malindi, Kilifi County have taken the lead in combating beach pollution. Through their Eco Club, the learners have embarked on an ambitious project of installing plastic waste disposable bin bags along the stretch covering Watamu Beach and the Malindi Marine Park. The young environment champions are hopeful that this project will restore the beach to its long-lost glory of cleanliness, white sandy beaches and turquoise waters. Take a look.
The beaches of Malindi in Kilifi County have in the past years been celebrated for their long stretches of white sandy shores, clear waters and a vibrant marine life. These qualities have played a critical role in boosting the county's economic gains through tourism. However, the once pristine beaches are staring at a problem that is threatening their identity. Pollution is fast becoming a problem, and if not addressed, there are fears that the repercussions may be irreversible. These young learners, members of the Eco Club at the Learning Hub School in Malindi, are determined to restore the coastline to its former glory. With the help of their tutors, they are constructing these eco-friendly plastic waste disposable bin bags to be placed along the coastline.
You can just throw the trash in and it will reduce at least the number of cases of maybe when trash gets into the ocean or maybe dirty environments, as we need to follow the SDG number 14, life underwater and life on land.
The idea for these bin bags was born from the realization that the absence of permanent waste bins rendered efforts done during the cleanups short-lived, necessitating a more sustainable response. Through a partnership with the Kenya Wildlife Service, local conservationists and the Malindi municipality, the Eco Club implemented this sustainable waste management model.
How we can help in conserving the environment is participating in multiple activities like creation of bins to help in, and like segregation bins to separate waste like paper waste, organic waste, plastic waste, inorganic materials as well.
And also we are sensitizing the community, creating community awareness so that it does not become an initiative of the school, but the community are also going to own up the project.
Despite the simplicity of their design, the bin bags carry an important message and collective responsibility, with members of the community being encouraged to use them. Authorities on their part ensure regular maintenance and proper transportation of the collected waste to recycling facilities.
Wakenya wote ambao wanatembea baharini, kwamba wakitembea baharini wahakikishe kwamba plastiki ambao wanatumia kukunywa maji wamehifadhi vizuri, wasitupe ovyo ovyo. Wakipata hili chombo waweke hapa.
It's a simple tool but a very important tool, because with this then even the community can help in placing the waste materials that are used or that are found alongside the coastal shores.
Teachers at Learning Hub School say the project has evolved into a dynamic interdisciplinary learning experience. Learners not only study environmental patterns, but also sharpen their scientific reasoning, data analysis, communication, and report writing skills.
The aspect of mapping, getting the length of the beach, and knowing where to place the bins, the photography of the beach area.
Hailed as a step towards the right direction, environmental conservationists say this initiative is more than just a school project. They say these youngsters are teaching the community a lesson in responsibility, innovation and creation of actionable solutions that will be beneficial in the long term. Yusufar reporting for Sunday Express.
Now across borders, and Tanzania's main opposition party, Chadema, has rejected the election results announced by the National Electoral Commission, where Samia Suluhu was declared the winner. The party, led by Tundu Lissu, who was charged with treason and locked out of the elections through his X account, says the results have no basis in reality, saying no genuine election took place in the Republic of Tanzania.
Tanzania's Electoral Commission said Samia Suluhu won 98% of the votes, nearly sweeping the 32 million ballots cast in Wednesday's election. International observers have expressed concern over the lack of transparency and widespread turmoil that has reportedly left hundreds of people dead and hundreds injured. The country witnessed a nationwide internet shutdown and a dusk to dawn curfew declared in a bid to quell the unrest that followed the elections. Samia Suluhu took power in 2021 after the death in office of her predecessor John Pombe Magufuli. Samia Suluhu is expected to be sworn into office in Dodoma for a second term. Tilio Marco for Sunday Express.
We'll continue keeping tabs on developments from the Republic of Tanzania there amid an internet shutdown. We're going to be keeping tabs on that and bring you up to speed. Now, communities in Manyara County can now conduct peace-building initiatives more effectively after receiving motorbikes from Interpeace non-governmental organizations. Speaking during the handover event, Interpeace Program Director Mahat Umar said the donation is part of ongoing efforts to promote lasting peace and stability in Manyara through community-led interventions.
Hii ni ya mambo ya amani. Umepatiwa ili wewe unachunga na kufanya kazi ya amani. Wazee walituambia kila wakati tunataka gari, hatuna pikipiki, hatuna hii. Sasa tukasema acha tufanye bidii ili tuweze kuwapatia. Kila sehemu at least tumeweza kugawanya na iweze kwenda.
Na bila amani sidhani kama tunaweza kuwa na hiyo maendeleo katika kaunti yetu. Kwa hivyo tuweke bidii kila mahali penye tuko, tuweke bidii na tuweza kuleta amani katika kaunti yetu.
Hawa wazee wetu ama hawa timu wetu wenye wamepewa pikipiki katika hizo corridors, hotspot corridors zile zimemenshoniwa, nataka kuwaambia mtumie hiyo resource mzuri sana. Kwa sababu tulisema local peace structures wako na challenges mingi sana ya funding, wanakuwa na shida na funding, na hiyo pia mambo na clan conflicts. So at least hata kama ni kidogo ya mobilization kidogo sasa imekuwa isen kidogo.
In a world where news is ever changing, staying informed is more important than ever.
Join us every week on News Check, your go-to show for the latest in current affairs, breaking news and in-depth analysis.
A warm welcome to KBC News Check.
From politics to global events, we bring you content that matter to you.
We're not just speaking about the governance and how we want to see it, but want to actually participate.
Get your facts, hear from the experts, and really understand what is happening around you.
We need to change our system first. You have to do the impossible to make sure the message is home.
Stay ahead, stay informed, stay engaged.
Will these people, everybody agree?
Just listen to me.
Let's give him a chance to clear the air.
Catch News Check every Tuesday and Wednesday from 10 a.m. to 12 noon. Only on KBC Channel 1.
Mimi sitaki maneno ingine mingi Mogaka, ni pesa nataka.
Sai.
Nauliza aje? Kichele pande yako become through.
Hawa si walipikwa marata. You are looking at the new Kung Fu master. Sakarunge.
Imposter.
Hawa watu ni mawatuanga.
Wamepita na ngapi? Usiniulize maswali ieleweki.
Very disappointed in you.
Yaani unacha mwanamke peke yake kwa vita.
Wale walikuwa waibi.
Unaweka tactic. Now you poke.
Ini distraction. Yes.
Mogako umening'oa meno.
Njiria una meno ya juu.
Nimeimesa.
Indeed, you're watching Sunday Express, and now this is what was happening on Sunday. Now, over 3,000 members of the Catholic Men Association drawn from the Archdiocese of Nairobi converged at the Queens of Apostles Catholic Church, Ruaraka, Nairobi County, for the culmination of the inter-parish singing competitions, which started in May. From 37 groups, Holy Family Utawala emerged as the winner, followed by St. June Home, while Shrine of Mary Help of Christians was ranked third.
At Queen of Apostles Catholic Church, Ruaraka, Nairobi County, thousands of members of the Catholic Men Association, drawn from different parishes across the Archdiocese of Nairobi, converged for the final stage of the inter-parish singing competition. Competitors had at least 5 minutes to perform the themed set piece titled Mwaka wa Jubilee 2025, translated to Pilgrims of Hope 2025.
The 3,000 men, we have had a theme of Pilgrims of Hope. And when the Holy Father was coming up with this theme, he had seen the experience of COVID-19 and how people really were down and wounded. And the message was to be pilgrims of hope to one another. The message was calling us as the church, as the community, as humanity at large, to be thoughtful of other people.
And Holy Family Utawala emerged as the winner.
Number, achieving 95% of that song from a very critical bench, it means that that adjudication was very good, and all the members, you see, they were very, very comfortable.
According to the Men's Association coordinator at the Archdiocese of Nairobi, Joshua Mburu, the competition offered a platform for the men to bond and share words of encouragement owing to the challenging economic times.
Other than just singing, that it brings men together. We celebrate the gift of singing and the talents that God has given us. We bond, we learn how to pray, and of course we sing. We don't really matter who wins because all of us are winners.
When we are having our weekly practices, there are so many things that we get to learn, and we get to joke, laugh, and we get to enjoy.
However, the elderly in the association urged the younger generation to engage in such activities and grow spiritually.
Especially those Gen Zs, to come up and join the church so that church cannot fall, to stay and to be counted in the church.
Wajaribu kurekebisha, mtu wajaribu kufuata vile anasikia, vile anaona ni mzuri, kwa sababu lazima uangalie kitu uzuri yake na ubaya yake. Hii kitu ukiona inaweza kukupoteza, uachane nayo.
The Catholic Men Association singing competitions were started in 2017 to promote Catholic faith and religious life among members. Kasichana Masha, Sunday Express.
It's really humbling when you see men converge and actually sing, and they're singing in praise of God, indeed. Now, several technical and vocational education training institutions, including Coast National Polytechnic, Kiambu, Kabete, Nyeri, Mishuke, Kisiwa, and Eldoret National Polytechnics were honored at the National TVET Fair for Excellence in Innovation and Skills Development. These stories and more from our county news roundup.
According to Chief Principal of Coast National Polytechnic, Andama Geoffrey, National TVET Fair for Excellence in Innovation and Skills Development provided students with a major platform to showcase their talents from different departments. Tetu TVC Principal David Kariuki and Siaya National Polytechnic Chief Principal Dr. Daniel Randa added that the event aligns with the government's goal of equipping youth with industry-relevant skills.
TVET exists for the purposes of innovating, coming up with the services and products that address the challenges and the problems that we encounter on a daily basis in the way of life.
Public Health Principal Secretary Mary Muthoni has urged schools to create lactation rooms for female staff and emphasize teachers' health, safety and financial empowerment. She spoke during the 6th anniversary celebrations of the Kenya Women Teachers Association's KWOTA.
So the government remains very committed to the rights enshrined in the Health Act of 2017, which affirms the right of reproductive, maternal, newborn, child and adolescent health services and supports breastfeeding as a foundation of public health intervention.
It is unacceptable that serious decisions in the collective bargain agreements continue to be made without us on the table. Our exclusion from these key education forums undermines the very principle of solidarity.
In Busia County, Jinsia Gu Kenya, an organization which advocates for the rights of intersex persons, is sensitizing administrators to address stigma and misconception about intersex persons.
The target audience in our engagement today, chiefs, the administrators, and even we are also engaging more people in the course of the week, that we are also going to engage the court users committee, specifically the Children's Court Users Committee. We're also going to engage the communities who are in the business community.
Want to enjoy free-to-air digital TV with crystal clear quality? Here's how to get started with Signet. Step 1. If you have a smart TV, you're good to go. Next, connect the aerial to your TV. Now, do an auto search on your TV. Just follow the prompts on the screen. And that's it. You're now tuned in to Signet. Sit back and enjoy a wide range of free-to-air digital channels. For technical inquiries, call the Signet hotline on 0770 572 656.
Well, now it's about time we get to hear the deets. As you said, it was quite the showpiece in New York, courtesy of yours truly, Kenyans. But further details are coming up from my colleague, Bernard Okumu. Good evening, Bernard.
Good evening, Ray. And indeed, as you've said, it was a fantastic day for Kenyans in the cities of New York. Remember, the women's, of course, as earlier stated, it was domination by Kenya in both the men's and women's races. But also, let's look at other Kenyans who were dominating marathons across the globe. And this time in Istanbul, where Kenya's Ronzas Lokitamu Kilimo clinched victory at the 2025 Istanbul Marathon held today in Turkey. Kilimo clocked 2 hours, 10 minutes and 12 seconds to edge out Ethiopia's Dejene Debela, who finished second in 2 hours, 10 minutes and 23 seconds. Now Debela's compatriot Sofaro Woliyi Kebato placed third just 3 seconds later. Now Kenya's Isaac Kipkemboi To came in fourth ahead of Turkey's Hussein Chan, while compatriots Dickson Simba Nyakundi, Charles Yosei Mneria and Dominic Kipkirui Bet secured the 6th, 7th and 8th positions respectively. In the women's race, Kenya's Joan Jepkosgei Kilimo finished third behind Ethiopia's Bizagwer Adera, Ninela and Sofia Sefa Bebe, who took first and second places respectively.
And a brilliant run from him. 2 hours, 10 minutes, 12 seconds, unofficially. We'll confirm that for you very shortly. Dejene takes second.
And more than 20 coaches from Nairobi took part in the introductory coaching training held in Buruburu. According to FKF Nairobi East Branch Chairman Dickson Doyo, the move is aimed at contributing to overall improvement of quality of football in the country if the knowledge gained is properly applied.
Coaching course ndo pia nijue venye naweza handle wachezaji huku nje. Juu naweza penda pia time na hang boots niweze kuwa na coach my young players wenye wanapcome. Makochi wengi huku nje wanafanya vitu just because walikuanga players, but sasa ukikam class unapata vitu tunado si vitu unafaa kuona do mtaani. Nipo ukikam classes unapata kujua more zaidi about coaching course.
Nimelearn a lot more about football. Venye football naweza handle youth from under 5 to under 17. Na pia imenisaidia venye naweza plan my training, kuhandle training session.
Ni muhimu sana kwa wale watu ambao wanashikilia vijana wadogo kuwa na ile basic knowledge ya coaching. At least wanajua vitu zenye wanafaa wafanye wakiwa bado wachanga. Kwa sababu wakianza kupata wakiwa wadogo, then ikifika katika kiwango fulani inakuwa wale watoto tayari wamepata ile knowledge, wanaweza practice zile vitu zenye walifunzwa kwa sababu walianza wakiwa mapema. Na hiyo itaweza kufanyika ikiwa wale wenye wanawashikilia pia wako na hiyo elimu yenye wanafaa kupitisha kwa watoto wetu wachanga.
And still on football, FC Leopards clawed their way to third place in the FKF Premier League after convincing 2-0 victory over Manyara United at the Manyara National Stadium. Second half goals from Vincent Mahiga and James Kinyanjui sealed the win for the 12-time champions who stretched the unbeaten run to 6 league matches. The Slam Boys Manyara made 3 changes from the side that faced Gor Mahia in the previous outing but could not find a way past the resilient Leopards. Elsewhere, league leaders Kakamega Homeboys were held to 1-1 draw at Buhungu by Tusk FC, while Gor Mahia also shared the spoils with Ulinzi Stars in a similar scoreline at Kasarani. Kenya Police and Posta Rangers battled to a goalless draw as Murang'a Seal edged out KCB by 2-1. Bidco United settled for a 0-0 draw with APS Bomet. Homeboys remained top of the standings with 14 points, one clear of second-placed Gor Mahia.
Bado anarudi Chui. Kelly Okonji Majaja. Nafasi! Chui anakwaruza! Unyendo. Yupo vizuri James Kinyanjui. Ameandaa utamu Kolochi! Ameikosa Kolochi. Pasi tamu ice cream ya vanilla yake James Kinyanjui. Ni ushindi wao wa 3 kwa mpigo wanaingwe. Iwapo itaisha hivi ni watakuwa napoteza mechi yao ya 4. Vijana wa Manyara United, Julius Masaba Ma7 ndani ya 18. Masaba analeta maina, anaomba radhi James Kinyanjui. Amevaa uzi wa Manyara United, lakini sasa anaomba radhi baada ya kuwafunga, baada ya kuchoma shule na vyeti vyote. Anaomba msamaha.
A great run from Ingwe, who still remain unbeaten after 5 matches in the league. Also, Meru County leaders are urging young people to stay away from drugs and other harmful behaviors and instead use their energy and creativity to develop their sporting talent. Now, this comes as the county government continues to invest in sports as a tool for empowerment and positive change. During this year's Meru FKF Awards Gala Dinner, County Executive Member for Sports, Youth and Gender, Elias Murega, called on the youth to make wise choices and focus on productive ventures such as sports. The CEC emphasized that sports not only builds discipline and teamwork, but also offers a positive alternative to vices that destroy lives. Meanwhile, Meru County FKF official pledged to continue promoting football for both men and women.
Drug and substance abuse is also ina affect vijana wengi sana, na tunawaambia ukicheza mpira inakutoa kwa kutumia miadarati, and especially during the recruitment ya jeshi hapa. Unajua kuna rafiki yetu kwa jeshi hapa, wengi walikuwa wanapimwa, wanaangalia drugs tu kwa system.
And now to across the border, so Brazil under-17 women's national team beat Canada 5-4 in a penalty shootout to advance to the semi-finals of the ongoing women's under-17 World Cup in Morocco. In another match, reigning champions Korea also advanced to the last 4 after a 5-1 win over Japan.
Headed on his Kim Won-sim in behind straight away and scores within a minute. Korea DPR lead.
Kim Won-sim again. Ball across, met well! And Korea DPR have a second! Given away, here's Japan, their first chance. In comes the effort and it's in! Japan get a goal back with their first shot on target. Met and in! Korea DPR have a third. Back with Kim Won-sim. Want to get it onto her favoured foot. Shoots the step with her left and squeezes it in. And that might be sending her side through to the semi-finals. Kim Won-sim has been one of the attacking talents at this tournament. In comes the corner, and it's another. Well, that's the cherry on the cake for Korea DPR. And it's another goal for Ri Ui Gwong. Fantastic defensively. And it's saved. Anna Morganti with the save and the celebration. It's so cruel for a place in the semi-final. Brazil take it. Off comes the shirt in celebration. And the Brazilians are through to the semi-final of this Under-17s World Cup. Canada are out.
And that does it for our sports tonight. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, on a beautiful day that Kenyans did write history in the streets of New York. Eliud Kipchoge, as well as Helen Obiri ruling the roost, and Eliud, of course, going for nothing but just glory. And he also has a medal. Ray?
I like that, going for nothing else but glory. And that's how we end Sunday Express tonight. Thank you very much for keeping us company. Your feedback on our socials, very much welcome. I'm Regina Manyara. Have a pleasant start of the week.
It is always a good time on Bridge over Congo.
Catch us every Saturday from 10 p.m. till midnight.
Join me, the Rumba Supreme Leader, the Grand Ayatollah Simeon Mfumo Kimbango, and
Winnie Marie Jose, Bridge over Congo.
Mungu esilakana nzungute kasielenge Mungu esilakana.
Chumvi huyeyuka chunguni, lakini ladha yake hubakia.
We are looking at what happens to a woman in those critical months and weeks after delivery, why support is so crucial, and what ways can communities, families and health systems put together to work better with these new mothers.
It leaves a lot on her body that one needs to recover and go back to pre-pregnancy state, and that is a process that's physiological, that's mental, that's psychological.
My challenge, and the biggest challenge of all, is communication, because we don't have many healthcare providers who know sign language.
So we have a service on the mother side providing information and providing extra reminders and education, as well as referring them to care.
We need to be more keen on mothers when they come for clinics.
Treatment is not a one-off, and patients vary. Some may need care for a few weeks to months with supportive therapy.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Kenya. Wake up with Good Morning Kenya, the morning show that's got it all.
We dive deep into issues
shaping our country.
Youth are a voice of a nation.
What is the next step for the young people?
Unpacking political landscape from Monday to Wednesday.
We discuss family matters.
It is very important to guard your relationship.
And for your health.
Someone doesn't wake up and they become an addict. It's in stages.
We've got you covered each and every Tuesday at 9 a.m.
Every Wednesday, it's all about the viewpoint.
A day in politics is like 1,000 years.
Unpacking the biggest stories of the week, getting you insights and getting you ready for your day.
And the package is not yet done. I get to fix your Thursday with some entertainment. Entertainment Thursday, it is.
Good morning, Kenya.
We shape your day.
Good morning, Kenya. Every weekday morning on KBC Channel 1.
Niwe bibi. Niliwa kitu ovyo. Hakili hakuna.
We. Jaribu kuniguza, utalala kwa polisi. Hataenda kwa DCI.
Kamau, katika ndoa, watu ni kuvumiliana.
I wish anaweza vutwa job wende waandikwe huko. Si nikikuja huku nitakura msagai.
You cannot lock yourself in your room for a whole week.
Maybe I won't be here by the end of the week.
Meaning what?
Tajeje kuja home tena.
Elijah, uko wapi yake?
Ninajua tu akuji, twende tukalale.
Kwani una mpango wa kuniangamizia hapa?
Ha. Wewe ndo umejitakia, sio mimi.
Wewe unafanya nini hapa wewe?
Ile sema hiyo swali ni moja. Ndani ya yeye akona swali yako.
Hata wanzangu wakinichongoa. Chongoa.
Cindy.
Mama Kenti nisaidie.
I never heard the music so sweet. I repeat.
Wagwan, me brethren, big things are going. Remember, each and every Monday we have to shell down the place with nothing but the best of smooth reggae vibes in your favorite station. You know these things, man.
Alafu kila Tuesday, kata simu tupo side, giving you Kenyan music from the 254.
And of course, you can spice up your Wednesday by enjoying blazing hot hip-hop and R&B jams.
We don't got no label. She says she want bottles.
Vibes and vibes as we go all across Africa, Kenya, Nigeria, Ghana, all the way to Tanzania to give you nothing but the best on Afro Thursday. Make sure you make a date with us each and every single Friday with me, DJ_Liza Diva,
DJ Cold,
and me, Wanjiko. This is Club One Extra.
Unanifanya nisikie kunyongwa. Hatija ai, mani especially ukisonga.
Hata niwe bibi. Niliwa kitu ovyo. Hakili hakuna.
We, jaribu kuniguza, utalala kwa polisi. Hataenda kwa DCI.
Kamau, katika ndoa, watu ni kuvumiliana.
I wish anaweza vutwa job wende waandikwe huko. Si nikikuja huku nitakura msagai.
You cannot lock yourself in your room for a whole week.
Maybe I won't be here by the end of the week.
Meaning what?
Mimi sitaki maneno mengine mingi Mogaka, ni pesa nataka.
Sahi.
Nauliza aje? Kichele pande yako become through.
Hawa si walipikwa marata. You are looking at the new Kung Fu Master. Sakarunge.
Imposter.
Hawa watu ni mawatuanga.
Wamepita na ngapi? Usiniulize maswali ieleweki.
Very disappointed in you. Yaani unacha mwanamke peke yake kwa vita. Wala walikuwa waibi. Unaweka tactic. Now you poke. Ini distraction. Yes. Mogako umening'oa meno. Njiri hauna meno ya juu. Nimeimesa.
In a world where news is ever changing, staying informed is more important than ever.
Join us every week on News Check, your go-to show for the latest in current affairs,
breaking news and in-depth analysis.
A warm welcome to KBC News Check.
From politics to global events, we bring you content that matter to you.
We're not just speaking about the governance and how we want to see it, but want to actually participate.
Get your facts, hear from the experts, and really understand what is happening around you.
We need to change our system first. You have to do the impossible to make sure the message is home.
Stay ahead, stay informed, stay engaged.
Will these people, everybody agree?
Just listen to me.
Let's give him a chance to clear the air.
Catch News Check every Tuesday and Wednesday from 10 a.m. to 12 noon. Only on KBC Channel 1.
The young generation awakens on Y254, the leading youth TV station in Kenya. We treat you to current affairs, entrepreneurship, health, and human interest conversations.
It's art, it's culture,
Movies, gossip and trends, sports,
Drama.
We bring you a vibe like no other, straight to your living room.
to keep you informed, inspired, entertained, and most of all, refreshed.
We are such a vibe.
Y254. Imagine.
Kappabashi is a district in downtown Tokyo under the gaze of the towering Sky Tree. It's famous for its many stores selling kitchen and cooking utensils. An 800-meter stretch of this road contains about 170 specialist stores. Dedicated cooks, whether professional or amateur, can find anything they need here. The most popular purchase is the Japanese kitchen knife, or hocho.
2 sentokus, which is the traditional knife in Japan, and the knives especially, I know that the craftsmanship is quite high.
This store has been in business for 100 years. It has an eye-catching display of knives, all forged by artisans using traditional techniques. Such finely edged knives are prized by Japanese chefs for precisely slicing and carving sashimi and vegetable dishes. This store has always taken great pride in the superior sharpness of its blades. These hocho cut so well because they have such extremely thin edges. To achieve this, the shop's own artisans sharpen each blade with extreme care. A good knife is one that cuts cleanly, leaving an absolute minimum of irregularity on the surface of the food. This gives the best mouthfeel and the best taste. These shops sell everything the discerning chef needs. For example, to make the multi-layered Japanese omelette known as tamagoyaki. You'll need a specially shaped frying pan made from copper. We use copper because it conducts heat so well. This lets us quickly cook each layer of egg and roll it up without losing any moistness. That's what makes these omelettes so fluffy. You'll also need a dedicated item to make sushi rolls. Keen chefs use a bamboo rolling mat. The flexibility of the thin bamboo slats makes it easy to shape a perfect roll.
A mat is essential when making thick futomaki sushi rolls. This
Tushinde.com. Cheza safe, cheza smart. Gambling is addictive, not for persons under the age of 18 years.
Dosi amelala. Sukuma moja. Wewe pia ndio muoga. Ndio maana Master Demi alikupita.
Demi haiko nipita bwana. Mimi najaza entry ticket zangu. Wewe hata unajua namba ya kusenda.
Sini star 419 has.
Option.
Ni Probox.
Bwana finya hiyo kitu.
Mfinye.
Finya hiyo kitu.
Mfinye.
Finya hiyo kitu.
Mfinye.
Finya bwana.
Iko Probox kwa star 419 hash option 3. Fresh design na ni light commercial vehicle. Cargo space ni kubwa na kama haitoshi iko foldable back seat for more space. Kamera ni mbili mbele na kamera ni mbili nyuma. Injini yako ni 1500cc. Nguvu na picking guaranteed. Hii itakusabu. Whether ni familia, biashara, camping, ita come through.
Fungua kitu. Fungua kitu. Fungua kitu. Fungua kitu.
Wewe, saa hii ni saa ngapi unafungua hiyo gate?